You didn't come this far on your own, and you're not standing here by accident. There's a reason you've survived what others couldn't. There's a reason you've been pulled through fires, through valleys, through sleepless nights you never thought you'd escape. And here you are, still breathing, still fighting, still rising, even if your legs shake with every step. Don't you see it? God didn't bring you this far to leave you. He didn't invest all that grace, all that protection, all that purpose, just to abandon you now. You didn't get through the storm just to drown in the calm. You didn't overcome battles in silence just to be forgotten in the breakthrough. That ache in your soul, that pressure pressing in on all sides, that's not a sign of your failure. It's a sign that your calling is near, because the enemy always attacks when you're closest to the promise. The tension always builds right before the release. And the weight you feel right now, that's not punishment, it's preparation. God never wastes pain. He never miscalculates timing. He never brings you to a place of stretching unless he's about to bring you into a place of strength. You think he led you through all of that just to leave you here confused? No, he's still working. He's still moving, even in your silence, even in your doubt. You're not alone. You've never been alone. You may not feel him right now. You may not hear the whisper you used to cling to. You may be walking through days that feel hollow, like heaven is quiet. But remember this, when the teacher is silent, it's because the test has begun. And God is not absent in your storm. He's watching to see if you'll trust him, even when it doesn't make sense, even when the answers don't come, even when your heart is shattered and your prayers feel unanswered. Because faith isn't proven in miracles. It's proven in moments when you still say, I believe, while everything in your world says, give up. Don't mistake silence for abandonment. Don't confuse delay for denial. You're in the middle, not the end. And in the middle, God does his most powerful work. He strips away the old. He cuts loose what can't go with you. He rewrites your identity, not with the approval of others, but with the fire of endurance. This is not your breakdown. It's your breaking open, because you prayed for strength, and God sent the challenge. You asked for peace, and then he sent the storm to teach you how to anchor in him. This is how he works. Not always the way you wanted, but always the way you needed. You asked God to use you, and now he's preparing you, not for comfort, but for calling, not for popularity, but for power, because what you're carrying is too big for small battles, too sacred to be built on shaky ground. That's why it's been hard. That's why it's taken time. That's why you've been misunderstood, delayed, overlooked, because God isn't building you for the visible. He's building you for the eternal. And sometimes he hides what he values. He hides the ones he's shaping. He pulls them away from the noise so they can hear his voice again. So they stop chasing validation and start walking in revelation. That's where you are. In the furnace. In the pressing. In the place where diamonds are formed, not by comfort, but by pressure. And just when you think you've had enough, just when you're ready to quit, he shows up, not always in fire, sometimes in a whisper, sometimes in the quiet strength that gets you out of bed one more time. And he reminds you, I didn't bring you this far to leave you. You didn't survive that loss by accident. You didn't make it through that pain just to return to who you used to be. You were reborn in that fire, every scar a reminder, every tear a seed. Nothing is wasted. You've cried tears no one saw. You've carried burdens no one understood. You've smiled through storms and kept walking when quitting looked easier. And through it all, God was there. When you couldn't see the way, he was the way. When you had nothing left to give, he held you together with grace that didn't run dry. You are not standing here by strength alone. You are standing here because mercy carried you. Because every time you said, I can't do this, God said, you're not doing it alone. You're not forgotten. You're not forsaken. You're not finished. You're in the middle of a testimony that's still unfolding. And maybe right now, all you have left is a whisper. that quiet voice in your spirit saying, don't stop now, listen to it. That's not just your strength, that's His Spirit inside you. That's the same voice that called Lazarus out of the grave, the same voice that calmed storms with a word, the same voice that spoke the universe into existence, and it's inside you. So don't you dare stop walking. Don't you dare believe the lie that says you've gone too far or waited too long. He who started the work in you will be faithful to complete it. You may not know what tomorrow holds, but you know who holds tomorrow, and that's enough. Because even when the road is unclear, even when the pieces don't make sense, even when your strength is gone, His strength is not. God finishes what He starts. He didn't breathe purpose into you just to let it die in the valley. He didn't open doors just to leave you staring at walls. He didn't light a fire in your spirit just to let the world blow it out. You're still here, still chosen, still called. So stop measuring progress by what you see and start measuring it by what He's building in you. Because sometimes God holds the harvest until your character is ready to hold the weight of the blessing. Don't rush the process. Don't curse the stretching. Don't abandon the path just because it's longer than you expected. You prayed for purpose. Now walk in it. One step at a time. One day at a time. One breath at a time. And when the voices of fear get loud, when the doubt creeps in, when the silence makes you wonder if heaven has gone quiet, anchor yourself in this truth. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. He brought you this far to raise you, to refine you, to release you into a destiny bigger than your fear and stronger than your past. So lift your head, straighten your spine, take another step. You're not done, you're just getting started.